Well, hello there. My name is Mark Miles, and I love helping trainers, presenters, facilitators really take their game to the next level. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about the topic of body language. Advanced body language tips that you'll be able to integrate into what you deliver, how you deliver, to really make your message even more dynamic and powerful. Now, the interesting thing about body language, though, is that a lot of it, if not all of it, is unconscious until we make it conscious. And we need to realize that communication, 55% of it comes across from our body language. 38% comes across from our tonality that we use, and only 7% relates to the words that we actually use. And it kind of makes sense to think about, well, how do we optimize our body language to really hone in on exactly what we want to say and get the right emotions to come across through our right or correct or most optimal body language to be used. Now, as I said, most of it is unconscious though, and we don't walk around going, okay, what am I looking like right now? What body language am I using right now? But guaranteed your audience are always noticing every single movement that you are doing. And as a trainer, presenter, you need to start to use your body language with intention and deliberate action. And what we also need to realize is that excess movement is distracting. Excess movement will detract from your message, and people might notice things more so than what you're actually saying. So, for example, if you've got a tendency to actually play with your watch, so to speak, or play with your earrings, or you've got a nervous tic, or you've got this thing that you do, and people will often hone in on that as opposed to listening to what you're actually saying. So, people that are professionals speaking from stage are exceptionally aware and conscious of the body language they are using and are able to use their body language to really drive home their key points. And in today's video, I want to go through 5 key postures that you can actually take in order to really reinforce the message that you're putting across. So, not necessarily grab a pen and get ready to write, but get ready to take on a few postures. All right. So I'm going to go through the 5 key postures that you'll need if you are ever presenting from stage or even presenting to small groups or even medium-sized groups, and you want to really ramp up the impact of your message. So let's jump into them. Now, these postures actually come from a woman called Virginia Satir, and they're called the Satir categories. Now, she noticed as a family therapist when working with different people that when different people took on different roles and emotions, they automatically, by default, went into particular postures. And these are the postures that I'm going to share with you right now. Okay. Now, first thing that we need to realize though is as a trainer, presenter, facilitator, there is a neutral posture that we want to be in as well. Now, the neutral posture is essentially hands by your sides and shoulders back and just standing with 2 feet apart and feet parallel. Now, the idea is that when you're not doing movement, you are symmetrical. And not doing movement can be as powerful as moving as well. Because if we are doing too much movement, then it can, as I said, detract from our message. So the first category or the first tier category that we're going to go through is called placator. It's called placator. Now, essentially, placator is just hands out in front of us, and we are simply eliciting a response from our audience. All right. Now, our hands are not too far out like this. Our hands are just in front of us, and we have just got our hands requesting a response from the audience. Now, you can do 2 hands or you could do 1. That's totally fine. Now, the next category we've got is blamer. It's called blamer. Now, essentially what we are doing is we are blaming our audience or we are driving home a point. And left hand on your hip there, and we have got our right hand and we are blaming our audience and we are driving home a key point. Okay. Now, you certainly don't want to come across as if you are being aggressive and being angry at your audience, but you may want to use it to drive home a key point, such as When you are delivering training, your body language is critically important. Okay, that can be one way that you do it. Next one, the next posture that we're going to talk about is called computer. Computer or thinker. And essentially, you are going to notice that people around you take on this posture, and they probably don't even know that they're actually taking it on. Now, this posture, essentially, it is the thinking posture, and it's a great posture to take on if you get asked a question from the audience and you may want to ponder it, you may want to think about it, or you may want the audience to think that you are pondering it or thinking about it, so to speak. It buys you some time, and it really can compose you if you need to calm down your thoughts, so to speak. So the posture is simply left hand under the right armpit and hand by your cheek there. All right. Essentially, we are thinking about the concept or the topic. And you can integrate this into a story that you may be telling, or you may be sharing some information and you're in a deep thought. Okay. Now, the next one that we've got is distractor. Distractor. Now, distractor is essentially we throw our hands in the air and we are distracting people. All right. Yes, that's a bit of a strange one, but you will see it out there if someone's reenacting a story, so to speak. Now, the last one is called leveler. It's leveler. Now, leveler is when we want to basically finalize a key point and say that there are no more ifs, but it's final. How do we do leveler? Well, basically, hands in front of us and we come down and basically we drive home the point, so to speak. All right. So it's leveler. All right. Now, let's go back to the beginning. We've got placator, we've got blamer, we have got computer, we've got level up, and we've got distractor, and then we've got neutral stance as well. Now, all of these postures and these archetypical postures, so to speak, you will notice them when you are just watching people speak. You're going to see them. You're going to see someone that does blamer a lot. You're going to see politicians that do the variation of the blamer quite a lot. You're going to see people that do the placator a lot. You're going to see car salespeople that do the leveler a lot. So whether you adopt these or choose to say that, this is just airy fairy stuff, start to notice when people take on these particular postures out there in the marketplace or even from stage, and you'll suddenly become aware of how prevalent they are, but how unconscious they are at the same time. And what I want to leave this video on is the idea that the majority of body language is all unconscious, but when you start to get deliberate and intentional with your body language, suddenly everything shifts and changes, and your impact as a presenter, trainer, facilitator really goes to the next level. But if you're someone that paces in the room, if you're someone that, plays with their watch, or, someone that plays with their earrings, or has got a nervous tick, or, maybe you play with your belt, whatever it may be, start to become aware of your nervous tendencies, because guaranteed your audiences are noticing them. Okay. So distractions are disastrous, and people are noticing all, not just some, but all of your movements. So start to take control of them and use them with intent. Awesome. Hope you got some value from the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all that. And thanks so much for watching the video. And go out there and be intentional with all that you do from stage. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.